All right, so we have to do an update on Palantir stock today, go over the charts, my thoughts, how it's been doing as of late, and most importantly, what I'm looking to do, as it is about 10:45 a.m. right now on the East Coast, and we have Palantir up over 2.5%. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get your free stocks for Moomoo up to 20 stocks with at least a $100 deposit. Use that link down below or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo, and for a limited time, your uninvested cash will earn up to 8.1% APY. So again, use that link down below or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So check it out. Palantir right now is crushing it, up over 2.5%, back over $27 per share in the midst of, may I add, a very nice day for the stock market where the Nasdaq's bouncing back up 2.6%, S&P's up 1.6%, Dow's up 0.4%, and we have the Russell up over 0.5%. So Palantir yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but it sold off pretty much all day. We hit 27.40 in the morning, and by the aftermarket, we got down to 25.75. So from top to bottom, we were down about 6. And since that point, obviously, you guys can see on the charts here, we've recovered all of those gains. Now we're back to about what? 27.05, and earlier in the morning, about an hour ago, we were at 27.30. So now we're at the resistance from yesterday. We're battling at this point, which obviously needs to break for the bulls. And on the 5-day chart, we can see this spot has been resistance, not just today, yesterday, but the day before that and the 2 days before that as well. Pretty much since last, I think, Tuesday or last Thursday, rather, we've been struggling at 27.30 to 27.50. So the fact that buyers came in right here in the mid-high 25s, which held about a week ago, that's a very good sign. And now we're back again to the mid-27s, which this spot needs to break. The bulls need to get out of here, right? And if they do, we could be going mid-high 28s next, and then who knows from that point, right? And on the 10-day chart, you can see that even more here, the fact that, okay, the next window, the next gap to fill, if you will, is right around here, right between 27.50 to about 28.60, 65, 70. So that needs to fill. And then again, we're going to have to test 28.50, $29, and then we'll see if that is able to break, right? And you guys want to see what I'm liking here on the 20-day chart. You'll notice we're seeing a clear double bottom and a potential breakout forming, which is actually a good sign for a potential bottom. But with earnings coming up on the 5th, who knows exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be more volatility in store for sure. But as of now, I'm noticing a clear-cut double bottom in the mid-25s, high 25s, and now we're starting to pop, which makes it even more imperative for this to break out of mid-27s, $28, right, etc. So, yeah, double bottom I'm noticing, which you'll see it on the 4-hour chart as well. If I pull this up and zoom in a little bit, notice where we're double bottoming on this time frame, right? If I zoom in a bit, notice where we're double bottoming. It's right above the 180 SMA on this time frame, which is a very good sign for the bulls, considering that spot needs to hold for this trend, the uptrend, to maintain itself. And look, over the last couple of weeks, each pullback we've seen, we've held that 180 SMA. So the fact that bulls are respecting it again, buyers are coming in, that's a very good sign. And on top of that, you guys know, especially if you've been watching my videos, the mid-high 25s, that was resistance all throughout February into March, early April, beginning of May, middle of June. So the fact that we're getting a double bottom above that old resistance, that's a very good sign as well. So I'm liking the price action a lot here on Palantir, right? We got a heavily needed pullback before earnings. Now we're getting a double bottom and a pop days before earnings. And if earnings crush, guys, if they do very well, we could be setting up for kind of a launch pad scenario right here where this thing ends up ripping, and I'm kind of leaning towards that. I feel like that could be, likely at this point. Time will tell. We do have a couple more days left until earnings, obviously, which I think they're on the 5th. So what is that? Monday, we're getting their earnings. So yeah, get ready, guys. Buckle up. Palantir is coming up. And again, the price action heading into earnings is pretty much as good as I could ask for. Like I've said before, I don't want this thing to be way overbought heading into earnings. That could be setting us up for a sell-off post-earnings if the earnings aren't as good as expected. But now that we're pretty beaten down, we're noticing the double bottom, buyers are coming in, we're still relatively oversold still, right, at this point. This could be a great scenario for a pop, even if earnings don't completely crush. If they're good, even, we might get a pop, right? So what do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And by the way, sign up for my email list. It's completely free, guys. I'm sending you my top 3 stocks every single Monday morning for free. All you have to do is put your first name and your email address. Check out that link down below. And again, it's completely free. And my top 3 stocks get sent every single Monday morning right to your email. No spam, no BS, just straight up charts and stocks, right, guys? So yeah, every index is pretty much bouncing back like crazy right now. We have the S&P up 1.4%. Looking here at SPY, you guys can see it's kind of looking very similar in a sense to what we're noticing on Palantir stock, right? Double bottom breakout. We're clearly getting that. You guys see these two bottoms at about 538 on SPY. One here, then the breakout. We're noticing that. Same thing here on Triple Q to an extent. You guys can see, we're holding at about 456, double bottomed, popped, right? Looking pretty good. So this is as good as you can ask for right now, considering initially when we got Microsoft's earnings yesterday, the markets tanked after the bell. But Microsoft stock has recovered. You guys can see it got down to 389. Now we're back to 415. So we're up about 7% off the lows on Microsoft. And Nvidia, guys, oh my goodness, up over 10%. And I just initiated a very teeny tiny starter position yesterday on Nvidia at $106 roughly. So I'm up on that. And I also initiated a tiny starter position in CrowdStrike at about $235. And all my Patreon members, shameless plug, link down below, you get all my moves in real time on Patreon, guys. But yeah, CrowdStrike's beaten down. They're getting sued by Delta, but I don't know how that's going to go and what other companies end up coming in to sue. Sure, there could be more downside, but I feel like a lot of it might already be baked in. Probably not all of it, but a good amount of it. I mean, guys, CrowdStrike's down 40% for Pete's sake. Sure, could it go to 200, 180? Definitely, it's possible, but eventually this best in breed company will bounce back, in my opinion. So I'm buying some CrowdStrike here, and Nvidia, I'm not going in as heavy quite yet. But if this thing comes down under 100 to the 80-90 range, I'll be buying up even more. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button, run up the subscribe button as well. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year, and then eventually, maybe next year, or heck, maybe this year, 100,000 subscribers. So guys, make sure to subscribe. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.